Greetings, everyone. Time to get some criminals arrested and find the true enemy, the true mastermind. Previously, we were doing the extra chapter, this one. We found that Tenshi stole Nitori's camouflage suit, but then we found evidence that said she probably actually didn't, which was the first trial, and now we're going to the second one after finding a lot more evidence. And let's jump right into it. Today's trial is about to go underway. Do you think it will go well? Not with the current state of affairs. There were very few clues remaining as to whom the true criminal could be. And that would mean it won't be possible to prolong this trial any longer. I believe that the judge will come to her verdict today. Miss Carter will be pushing for a conclusion as well. So do you believe we can win? Not by a long shot. You'll need to clear any suspicion of you wanting to steal first. But first, I have something I would like to show you. What is it? Perhaps you just might recognize it. What are we trying to show her? Oh, the lemon smell. Oh, that wasn't it. What do I want to show her? Perfume teacup. Lemon poncho. What are we supposed to show her? The shogi board? The webbing? Oh, it is the webbing. It's the broken... Oh. That doesn't look like a shell though. That looks nothing like a shell. So my intuition was correct. It's the broken whatchamacallit. Man, that's what I feel about the name. Not even close. Write this in your notebook. Buroken Konmou. Is that what it's there for? That's not a shell, that's a bottle. That ain't a shell. As you can see, it was inside a bottle when I found it. I see. So it's inside the bottle. But they shouldn't draw the damn thing then. As you can see, it was inside a bottle when I found it. Oh yes. When it was locked in the safe, the kappa said something about not getting her inventions wet and placed it in a nearby bottle first. So you're saying that the bottle is Miss Kawashiro's? Where did you find it anyway? I found it while chasing the invisible ghost around the human village. What? Hiya, I'm back. Momichi! Thank you for your help. How'd it go? I gave it to Nitori so she could inspect it for fingerprints. She'll bring the results here once she's done. I see. Guess all we can do until then is wait. but we weren't able to find anyone or anything that could lead us to the real criminal. Will we be okay? I have someone in mind who I am certain is the thief. Really? Who is it then? The thief is that ghost. Excuse me? What? Well, why do you think so, Aya? Makes sense if you consider the facts. The stolen article was an optical camouflage suit that can turn its wearers invisible, so our ghost isn't really a ghost but camouflaged. Therefore the ghost is whoever stole the suit. So what you're saying is, whoever has the suit must be the thief. Exactly. But we have the suit. What? If we follow the reasoning the thief is, that will make me the thief. Because we have this. We found it. That will make me the thief. Yeah. That's not what I meant. So what are you trying to say? Are you going to abandon me after all? No, you don't have to go that far. Honestly, can't believe this. Then now just calm down. I said I didn't mean it like that. Please try to cheer up, okay? I forgot. The stolen camouflage suit was found in her pocket. That's only why she's been locked up in the cell for the past couple of days. So then, just what is the true identity of that ghost? It's almost time. There is still much we don't know about this case. There's nothing else we can do now but try to solve the mystery. Now let's find the criminal. My sus is on Kogasa and Yomu right now. Leading more towards Kogasa right now though. The second day of the trial of Miss Tenshi Hinanai is now in session. How the defense and prosecution make their preparations. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Now then, during yesterday's proceedings, the possibility of a new witness came to light, Miss Scarlet. Yes, and of course I made sure to summon her today. So please show her to the stand at once. Hi Yomu. Now witness, state your name and occupation. My name is Yomu Konpaku. I attend the gardens among other tasks at Hakugyokuro. The first question I have for you is, were you in the vicinity of Miss Kawashiro's house on the night of the theft? Yes, that is correct. But you live so far away, why did you go there? For the clock. The alarm clock I had requested Miss Kawashiro to mend was to be completed on that day. I had thought to retrieve it the same day, but since early that morning I was occupied by whims. Whims? Yes, whims. That is to say, my Lady Yuko's. I see. And everyone's master is kind of super whimsical in Genzokyo. Why did she accept that answer so easily? I was unable to pause until nightfall. I had not intended any rudeness for visiting at such a late hour, but it seemed preferable to intruding the following day. In knocking the alarm clock, rousing Lady Yuko is considerably more trying, so I wished for its return as soon as possible. In fact, the reason why it needed mending in the first place was because of Lady Yuko's rough treatment. I understand your reasoning for visiting the victim's house late at night. However, did you bear witness to anything concerning the theft? Yes, I'm afraid I did. So please give us your testimony of what you saw. Yes, certainly. Huh? Did she see them running away? If she did, then she's definitely the ghost, I think. I wonder what's going to fly out of her mouth. Let's do. On the night of the incident, I had just arrived in front of Miss Kawashiro's house. Oh shit, she the ghost? At that time, I saw Miss Hinai leave the house in a terrible hurry. The expression on her face was abnormal. She appeared quite frightened to me. I had thought to call out to her, but she immediately took flight, and I said nothing. So you witnessed the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime? Yes, it is as you say. Running... Whoops. No! Running away by something. If I were to surmise a reason, perhaps she was unable to bear the weight of her sin. Do you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No. I didn't see anything else. After seeing Miss Hinai in a fright, I felt frightened too and left at once. I see. Miss Kompaku's words seem a bit strange. Maybe she's trying to hide something. Now please begin your cross-examination, Miss Shameimaru. The best thing to do for now would be to expose what really happened. I'm gonna find all your lies. All your lies belong to us. Let's save first. And press everything. Just to be sure, you went to her house to reclaim the alarm clock, correct? Yes, that is so, but you weren't able to actually do that? Yes, seeing Miss Hinai in her panic state must have unsettled me as well, so I left. But you also visited Miss Kawashiro's house the next day as well, right? However, it appears you again failed to retrieve the alarm clock. That is because when I approached the house a second time, seeing the investigation reminded me of what I saw the night before. I was scared. Miss Kompaku is clearly scared of something, but is that really all there is to it? And are you certain this was Miss Hinai? Absolutely. I remember her face well from the calamity concerning the earthquake. I see. So how was her behavior at the time? Frightened? Yes, while I was unaware of what had gripped her in terror, she was certainly not in a normal state of emotion. Clearly unable to bear her guilt. It's not like she stole anything major, but it might be plausible. No, that's not it. You're supposed to believe she didn't do it. I know that, but you just shouldn't read people's minds like Miss Satori. I didn't, your face did that for me. Well, if you're going to be blunt about it. So she flew away? Yes, directly into the rain. Flying through the rain is slightly faster than walking on the ground. She likely wanted to be as far away from the scene of the crime as possible. I can't argue with that, but I think there's something more I can pull out of her. Even though we have our third party, she just cast even more suspicion on Miss Hinai. But Miss Kompaku's testimony is also suspicious, at least in the fact she's hiding something. So does that mean she's a thief? The thief left no traces at the crime scene, and seeing as how Miss Kompaku left that trace in the form of a footprint, the possibility of it being her is low. I see, then it must be... what's her name? Kokasa then, who's the thief. But if she's hiding something, all we can do is bring it to light. It would be nice if it were already lit up though. Okay, now that we went through all of them. Wait, if she was wearing the poncho, it'd be hard to see her. Come on. The logic in this game. Live this launch gear, save. We bought her footprint. That strikes me as odd, Miss Kompaku. Whatever would you mean? Miss Nai left footprints at the scene. That means she could not have flown the coupe by air. But that can't be. Then those footprints were left when she first came to the house. But the rain didn't start until after the game did. Only damp earth holds footprints, so they can't be from when she came to the house. What about the waterfall near the crime scene? Certain the splashing makes the ground in that area sufficiently damp. And the objection war. The moisture isn't the only problem. If you look at the direction of the footprint, it is obvious that it is going in the complete opposite direction from the house. The earth. However, what you said was true, Miss Scarlet, about flying being faster than walking. So the fact in itself that she left footprints at all is unusual. However, the evidence proves it was reality. Does that mean your testimony contained a falsehood, Miss? I meant nothing of the sort, and I am certain that Miss Nai's condition was out of the ordinary. How can you insist upon that, Miss Kompaku? She was some distance away, but I remember hearing her say something then. And what would that be? I remember it perfectly. Oh, I knew that Kappa would be useless to stop it. What? I assumed that by Kappa she meant Miss Kawashiro. But as for useless to stop it, I haven't the slightest idea. Oh wait, what was it? Man, my memory's burdening me because it was yesterday. It wasn't Nitori, but there was something else called a Kappa. What else was it that was called a Kappa? I can't remember. And what was it that was called a Kappa? I can't remember. Started with a C. Kappa. I can't Google it. I forgot what it was. Oh no. I forgot what the Kappa was. It's a misunderstanding. Perhaps she meant how easy. Perhaps she meant how. I think that's not supposed to be there. Easy it was for her to relieve Miss Kawashiro of her belongings. If she was useless to stop the theft, then it was clearly a success. Did Miss Nanai truly say such a thing? It was raining. How was it possible for you to hear her voice so clearly? Aya, you're a reporter. You have better memory than me. Please remember, there was another type of kappa. I'm absolutely positive. That's because she said it in a rather loud voice. Oh, why wouldn't she have been a little less obnoxious about it? This isn't the time to lose courage, Aya. If we can't figure out what that line really means, then Miss Hinai's reputation will be. I realize that. Please think hard. I don't think that Miss Kompaku is lying, but I also don't think Miss Hinai meant is what everyone thinks it does. So what would make her say something like that? At the very least, it would lessen the strength of Miss Scarlet's claim. What would make her say it? Is that the name of a shogi piece or something? Maybe. Or the bottle, maybe. Somehow that doesn't sound like the first thing out of Latif's mouth. But maybe. Can you explain this, defendant? What had you intended with such a proclamation? I don't know. I would never say something like that. Excuses are unsightly. Why don't you just admit your guilt already? Miss Inai's claim is correct, as well as Miss Kompaku's. Just what on earth do you mean, Miss Shameimaru? It's simple. What Miss Inai found useless was this. Shit, is it the shogi or is it the bottle? Oh yeah, it's the poncho, I think, if I remember correctly. What is this? Perhaps what Miss Hinai said was not, I knew the kappa would be useless, but I knew the kappa would be useless instead. How does that differ? A poncho is also be called a kappa. And since it was raining at the time of the incident, she was wearing this when she fled the scene. So Miss Hinai did not mean the yokai kappa, but the poncho kappa. How can you tell she meant poncho? Anywhere in Genzokyo, kappa means kappa. Man, so many objections to each other. It's a personal preference of the defendant. That's what she told me at the detention cell. For what it's worth, a while ago, I learned that poncho in some other language is kappa, and I like it so much I decided to start calling them kappas. This means it is normal for her to call a poncho a kappa. In that case, it appears that the possibility of what the witness heard referring to the poncho is very high. Miss Hinai, you've been listening to this discussion, haven't you? You flew away from the crime scene and you were wearing a poncho as you did so. I would like to hear directly from you what was going through your mind at the time. Just same here, until we learn of new circumstances, it is logical to ask the defendant for confirmation. Let's start with this, Mrs. Nanai. Do you remember mentioning anything that sounded like kappa? Well, I suppose I have a feeling I did say something like that. But I don't remember all that clearly, my mind was elsewhere. Just what do you mean by that? The only thing I could focus on was trying to run away. But I didn't want to get wet, so I borrowed the poncho. And I thought I'd be able to leave then. But when I looked for my boots, they had gone missing. Your boots were missing? Oh shit. That's why she flew. The invisible person wore those boots. Your boots were missing. That's right, that's why I had to fly. I had no other choice. What is this nonsense? Your footprints fleeing the premises were found at the crime scene. I didn't know. At any rate, I didn't have my boots, so it couldn't have been me. I was able to make it back to my house and put on a different pair. But I thought if I stayed there for too long, I would be caught, so I returned to the surface hoping to find a suitable hiding spot. Just as she says, Your Honor, Miss Nai's boots were stolen that night, meaning the footprints left at the scene of the crime are false, setting her up as a thief by stealing her boots. So you claim this was a deliberate action? Exactly, Your Honor. And if you remember, Miss Kaoshiro woke up after Miss Hinai did, so it couldn't have been her. And this comes back to the third party. Doesn't matter how many times you say it, it will only remain a mere claim. Whether it's someone stealing her shoes or someone assaulting her, you have yet to prove either of them. She's right, at this point, we're the only ones claiming the presence of a third party. What should we do, Aya? We can't prove the presence of a third party like this. We only have one last hope. If Miss Kompaku testifies about it, Miss Carly will be forced to accept it. But if she really did see someone else, she would have already testified about it. Can't argue with that. At the very least, I doubt she has a motive to cover for anyone, but I'm positive she's hiding something. If I just turn the situation around, maybe something will come out of it. Everything rides on this. Miss Kompaku, I would like for you to testify again if you please. But I've already given my testimony, and I've informed you of everything I know about Miss Hanai that night. I know, which is why I would like for you to testify about what happened after you saw her. What would be the point of that? The defense has but a single claim. The thief was the third party that night. And to prove that, we must consider even what has happened has nothing to do with Miss Hanai. But will it be necessary to the trial? It is impossible to decide until we hear it. However, the prosecution has been demanding for us to prove our claim, and the defendant intends to answer with a cross-examination. If you are willing to go that far, I will allow you to cross-examine the witness again. But in return, if you cannot prove a connection to the case, you will be penalized. I understand, Your Honor. Now, please begin your testimony. Round 2. Fight! After I saw Miss Hanai leave, I returned to Hakuyokuro at once. I did not comprehend what had occurred at the time, but I knew that Miss Hanai's flustered state was unusual at least. But at any rate, I saw nothing else. Do you notice no one else? Yes, Your Honor. My deepest apologies. Seems as if the witness has nothing else to offer regarding this case. But we will not know until I cross-examine her. So you believe there is something to be gleaned from her testimony? To me, it would seem like a wiser choice to back out while you still can. But regardless of the outcome of this particular gambit, even you will have no choice but to admit your client is guilty. It's true that there isn't much to her testimony on the surface, but I can't throw away this chance. It might be my last chance. As it might be my last. Time to start digging. Let's unearth some loose ends. Yeah, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Let's save first. Let's press everything. And why did you do that? You had to reclaim your alarm clock from Miss Kawashiro, correct? Yes, that was indeed the case, however. The Miss Hanai's expression was unsettling. Yes, it was. Knowing her usual attitude must have been quite a predicament. So you laughed out of fright. Yes, precisely. But at any rate, I saw nothing else. So after you saw Miss Hanai in her upset condition, you left in terror. That's what you're saying, you saw nothing else? That's right. So I did not see any further reason for the cross-examination too. Doesn't look like Miss Kompaku likes being cross-examined. But most people who are hiding something don't, so I can't really blame her. Maybe I should press a little harder. Oh shit, I just remembered something about her lore. Or at least fan lore. I don't know about canon actually about this, but she's supposed to be scared of ghosts, funnily enough. Maybe she saw something cause the thief was invisible and she saw some suspicious stuff. So she was like, oh shit, ghosts. Is that really the only reason you fled? Whatever do you mean by... The day after the incident occurred, I spotted you near the scene of the crime. If I were to guess, you still wanted to recover your alarm clock. However, you never came in contact with Miss Kawashiro that day. Why not? but because it was just after the incident has occurred. Why ever would I not be frightened to approach your house? However, that does not change the fact that you did. That's because I wanted the clock back as soon as possible. Tried to build up the courage to do so, but I was unable to remain for long. I'm sure you should have heard about the case from someone the following day, not to mention the arrest of Miss Nanai as the suspect. I would think there would be no need to be scared past that point. Oh, that's because... Answer the question, Miss Kompaku. Why were you so afraid? Good, very well. I shall confess all. That after I saw Miss Nanai, I heard it. To the voice of a ghost. Here it comes. A ghost? I looked all around me, but there was no one else there but me. It must have been that ghost of which the rumors from the human village spoke. But aren't you half phantom yourself? One lore tidbit. In Genzokyo, phantoms and ghosts are different things. They're kinda similar in a way, but ghosts have to come from a dead person, to my understanding at least, and phantom not necessarily. Like how Yomu is half phantom. Which is precisely why I never wish to speak of it. A phantom being scared of another, how degrading. At the very least, I can understand why you fled this crime scene. Please append this to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, that's not very important. Okay, let's go back to that new one. Okay, and press. Are you sure you didn't mishear something? Nothing of the sort. I heard it as clear as the blue sky. But there was no one there. That is why I was so frightened. It appears I need to find something to end this little misconception. Can you figure something out from her testimony? Shouldn't it be obvious? I have to, otherwise the trial is over. So that's why I asked you. I want to know if you were okay, that's all. Doesn't matter if I'm okay or not, I just need to find the hints. Then I guess you're not okay. You really had to guess about that. Okay, so I need to present something here. About the misconception. Momichi's fingerprints? Oh shit, this must be an alibi by Kogasa later. I can see where this is going. Okay. I don't know which one. It's either the broken that we need to give or the camouflage suit. So I think the camouflage suit is what we're supposed to do though. Nope. Oh, the ghost. Say that the ghost isn't real, because we found it. Seems we finally struck gold in the form of proof of a third party. What in blazes are you getting at? Where did the witness mention a third party in her testimony? Seems rather obvious to me. It was the ghost at the crime scene. Miss Shameimaru, please don't tell me you're claiming that a ghost is the real culprit. That's just what I am claiming, Your Honor. The culprit accuses the ghost as the true perpetrator. What? Just what is the meaning of this, Miss Shameimaru? The prosecution demands an explanation too. This is madness. This is madness. This is Sparta. Madness or not, it all makes sense if you think about it scientifically. You say scientifically? There is just one contradiction in Miss Kompaku's testimony. One part of the rumor about the ghost is that it only haunts the human village. However, Miss Kompaku encountered the ghost on Yokai Mountain. There's a clear contradiction. But I honestly did hear it. I heard the ghost at the crime scene. Exactly, immediately after the incident, yes? There's a sequence of events that night. Oh shit, the Kogasa tested it on Yomu. And then because she wants to scare humans, not yokai or whatever, so she went to the human village to continue it. This is the sequence of events that night. Immediately after the incident, the ghost was born at Miss Kaoshiro's house, then made its way to the village. That is how Miss Kompaku was able to run into the ghost. Oh, I can't tell what is going on anymore. Why was that ghost born at the crime victim's house? That goes completely against what you said earlier about thinking scientifically. I'm getting there. Miss Kompaku, what traits would you say this ghost had? In accordance with everyone else who has encountered the ghost, it is completely invisible, and the only thing though for sure is that it has a voice. Meaning no one can see this ghost. And why is that? Because it's a ghost. There's more scientific explanation. This is the true form of the ghost. Camouflage. That's the optical camouflage suit. I'm sure you've realized it by now. The story article in this case is Miss Kawashiro's self-made optical camouflage suit. By using this, it is possible to become invisible to the eye. But Tenshi has it. So you're saying that by using the suit, it's possible to make yourself invisible just like a ghost. Exactly, Your Honor. And then, after seeing Miss Hinai flee the crime scene, Miss Kompaku heard the voice of this ghost. Meaning the ghost cannot be Miss Hinai. Furthermore, this proves the presence of a third party beyond the shadow of a doubt. But no. Ridiculous. But the timing doesn't make sense. We already recovered the suit. It maybe seems ridiculous, but it's obvious when you think about it. At the very least, it creates no further contradictions. Yes, it is just as you say, Tengu. I was merely shaken. Now that I think about it, it is obvious. Obvious that the ghost is actually Tenshi Hinai. But what did you say? You've set all of this up yourself, so there's no point in trying to deny it now. The thief stole the suit and used it immediately after doing so. This means that whoever was holding the suit was the criminal. Remi, your logic does not hold up. Yomu saw Tenshi leave. Ah, and you're saying that the suit was found in the pocket of the defendant when she was arrested. Anyone other than her being the thief is simply impossible. Ah, shoot. I completely forgot about that. I know, right? Either there's a second suit or I don't know. What are we going to do, Aya? If we don't do something, it's like we proved nothing at all. Seems that not even our defense attorney can successfully plead the Celestial's case. Please wait. Miss Kompaku didn't encounter the ghost until after Miss Hinai left the house, didn't she? How could Miss Hinai been the ghost? It would seem perfectly reasonable to consider her returning later wearing the suit, would it not? But would she need to come back and to leave traces of her own presence, no less? That kind of behavior is ridiculous. Ridiculous or not, you obviously thought it up. At the very least, it creates no further contradictions. Ugh. Oh yes, I almost forgot. Even if your theory did prove the presence of a third party, the identity of this presence is unknown. This identity is at the heart of the matter. Can you provide this identification for us? But can you do it, Aya? Can you prove who is the ghost, a third party, and the thief? Yes, I know who it is. However, we don't have a single thing linking to them to this case. So that means you can't prove it. Sadly but true. No. Seems that the defense has no further rebuttals. But of course. Because Tenshi Hinanai is the true perpetrator. Now I shall hand down my... Hold on a sec, don't go handing down anything yet. Miss Kawashiro? Really sorry, finding the owner of the fingerprints was a lot harder than I expected. But after a while I finally nailed it down. So what is the fuss about? Your Honor, I have brought decisive evidence with me. So please accept it. Yay! Turn around. Order. You say decisive evidence. Would this happen to be based on the data that the prosecution gathered? Well, the thing is, you should be fully aware of this. As a forensic investigator, you're not to cooperate with the defense. I'm very sorry, but I wanted to help find the real thief. That's why... Actually, I was the one who asked Miss Kawashiro for her help. She's not the one at fault. But I suppose it's fine. At this juncture, my refusal could be construed as concealment of evidence. We might as well see it. In that case, I will call for a recess. Afterwards, we shall scrutinize this decisive evidence. Understood, Your Honor. This trial is now in recess. Naisu. Kappa clutch. Let's spam some Kappa emote in chat. Where the hell is it? Where the hell's my Kappa? Oh gosh, there's so many emotes in Twitch now. Where's my Kappa? Ah, there it is. Spam that shit. Kappa to the rescue. Sorry to put you through this, Miss Kawashiro. Going against your post just to help us. Don't worry about it. It was still my decision. I just didn't want to regret anything later. Miss Kawashiro. So how did the fingerprint examination on the bottle turn out? The thing is, they were my fingerprints and then some fingerprints I've never seen before. They didn't match up with anyone connected to the case so far. But I didn't think I had any time to look for who they could belong to. So I rushed over to the courthouse. But if you try to bluff in court, you'll be found out for sure. There's not decisive evidence yet. Right. Miss Kawashiro, can you guess as to when these fingerprints were made? Sure, they were definitely made sometime during the incident. How can you be so sure? That's cause I bought this bottle just that morning from Corindo. There are some pretty flowers that bloom near my house, so I wanted something to put them in to perk up the dull storeroom a bit. But I didn't have any flower vases or anything, so I went to Corindo to pick something up. But does this mean that these could be prints from before you bought it? They might even be Mr. Morichika's fingerprints. No problem, there's no chance of that, cause she wiped it probably? The bottle was kinda dirty when I bought it, so after I brought it home I cleaned it to top to bottom, inside and out. So all fingerprints from before that day were wiped off. And of course, by wiping them off, they're gone for good. So these are fingerprints from after that. Yeah, and for the rest of the day, the bottle stood on a desk in the storeroom. No one other than me should have touched it. Which makes these fingerprints left by that ghost you were chasing around earlier. But I don't know who the ghost is. Yeah, sorry, I guess it's not as decisive as I thought it would be. We don't know whose fingerprints these are. Don't worry, I do. As Koka says. Wait a minute. Why is everyone looking so depressed? Isn't this our conclusive evidence? Hurry up and find the thief so I can go home. Unfortunately, we're still one step away from using this as any kind of evidence. So can't you do something about it? Well, there's only one thing we can do. This Kaushiro, let's find a match for these prints right now. Oh, okay, but I've already checked everyone. If we can't find a match among everyone related to the case, then they must clearly belong to someone else yet unrelated to the case. That's right. You said something like that earlier, didn't you? You had a guess to the identity of the real criminal. Really? But she said we didn't have anything connecting this person to the case. So what's the point? Yes, this person is unrelated to the case at this moment, but not for long. So who is this person? That is something the results of the fingerprint comparison will reveal. Should be Kogasa. Oh wait, what? Yeah, should be Kogasa. Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. Perfect match. Just as I suspected. So how did this happen? What are Kogasa's fingerprints doing here? Huh? Do you know Kogasa Nitori? Yeah, I do. Come to think of it, I never did tell you guys about her, did I? Do you remember the brand spanking new technology we came out with around the time of the Tirade Best? The Kappa Energy and Industrial Revolution, if I remember correctly. I read about it in the newspaper too. Seems that God living at the top of the mountain was behind everything. Yeah, that's right. That's it. That paper really got the word out, as Kappa got a lot of attention about her technology because of that. What does this have to do with Miss Tatara? She read about her technology in the papers too. She seems really interested in that kind of stuff. So she comes to Yokai Mountain a lot to study it. Really? That seemed a lot different from the story she told us. What? What happened? We met Miss Tatara earlier today. This is what she told us. By the way, Miss Tatara, you wouldn't happen to know of the recent incident? There was an incident? Yes, an invention was stolen from a kappa living on Yokai Mountain. Sorry, but I haven't heard anything about it. I'm into scaring humans, so I thought I'd hang around that mountain full of yokai. I've never been anywhere near the crime scene. Yeah, I was right. That statement was super sus. I said that last time for the earlier part of this chapter. When we went to that part, I was saying how it was very sus. But that's not right. She's been coming to my place all the time. Did you tell her about the safe by any chance? Yeah. But of course I didn't tell her the code. But if she had the paper, then she very well could have opened it. Why did I tell her about making the memo? It's not like I told her where it was. But why did you tell her about the memo? She asked about it while I was explaining the lock mechanism. With the numbers I said, if you don't know the code, you can't open the safe. Even though I sometimes forget the code, I said it was no problem since I keep a memory of it. So Miss Tatara knew about the memo. She probably thought to search for it later. I have just one more question for you, Miss Kaushiro. What is it? Ask me anything and I'll answer the best I can. Then about Miss Momiji's fingerprints on the optical camouflage suit. Don't you have any kind of guess as to how it got there? That, huh? I was wondering about that too. But I thought long and hard about it. And there's only one answer I could think of. But it doesn't seem all that likely. Is it maybe when Momiji met the ghost? Literally at the beginning of the chapter? So what is it? Well, the thing is, there are... Oh shit, I knew it. There's two. What did you say? The one I made a while back was a prototype, a trial run. Do you remember the time when those gods moved to the top of the mountain and then Remi and Marisa climbed it to beat them up? It's the one I used back then. But they were able to spot me easily enough. I wanted to make improvements that would make you completely invisible. But that was such a shock to me that I kinda lost the drive to do it. But then I thought it would help Momiji and her patrolling, so I decided to go ahead with it. Since I wanted Momiji to get a feel for it and get a better idea of her size, I had her try on the prototype. That's right, I now remember. Been so long since then I kind of forgot about it. Is that the thanks I get? And after I worked so hard to make it. Sorry, just I've been so busy helping Aya gather evidence. We've been flying all over the place. Anyway, I finished making the upgraded suit not too long ago, and because of that, I just had no need for the old suit, so I threw it out into the junkyard. And what is the junkyard? Oh, that's where us Kappa dispose of all the parts and stuff we don't need anymore. But it's kind of a community spot too, since sometimes there's stuff that can be reused. Just because I don't need something anymore doesn't mean someone else can use it, right? You know what they say, one Kappa's trash is another Kappa's treasure. I think I know where it is. It's about halfway up the mountain, isn't it? Yeah, that's it, alright. But the only thing you need to do to take something out of the junkyard is to leave something there in return. So you're saying it's likely that the criminal had access to the prototype suit? Yeah. But the thing is, only the Kappa really know about the junkyard. It's not exactly the most beautiful spot on the mountain, and it's in a spot where most humans won't find it. By the way, what happened to the upgraded suit after you finished it? I was about to give it to Momiji, but that's when Yomo dropped by asking me to fix her alarm clock. And it seemed like she was really in a hurry to have it fixed, so I figured I should do that first. And then after I finished with the clock, Tenshi came and wanted a game of shogi, and she demanded that I bet the suit on it. That's not it at all. I was betting a celestial treasure. I just wanted you to bet something of equal worth to make it fair. So the optical camera suit that was stolen was the upgraded one. Looks like it. And since I haven't even shown it to Momiji yet, there's no way her fingerprints would be on it. So then, the suit that was found in Miss Inanai's pocket was the prototype? Yeah. I think what happened is that Kogasa took the prototype from the junkyard and then put it in Tenshi's pocket to pin the crime on her. But I don't see how she would know about the junkyard in the first place. Doesn't seem likely at all, does it? Well, I guess it's possible she followed me when I went there to throw it away. But it's not like I told her. As long as it's possible, that's all we need. So the real thief is Kogasa? I'm reasonably certain, yes. The trial's about to resume, Aya. I'll be watching from the gallery, Aya. You can do it. Show them all who the real thief is. Yes, and I'll give them a taste of your forensics. And don't forget to prove me innocent too. Yes, I know that. Yay. Same day. Here we go. Trial is now back in session. Ms. Shameimaru, please present the evidence Ms. Kawashiro brought to the court. Yes, Your Honor. The court would please look at this. What is that? Besides the bottle, I mean. It contains the broken Konbo, which is the article that Ms. Kawashiro bet on the shogi game. After the incident, its whereabouts were unknown, but it was recovered in the human village a short while ago. And the fingerprints belonging to a certain individual were found on it. Fingerprints? Just thinking of fingerprints as marks that are left behind after you touch something. The shape is different between each human and yokai. By comparing them, it's possible to tell who touched what. Oh, I see. So then, whose fingerprints did you find on the bottle? Miss Kogasa Tatara's. Kogasa? She's an abandoned umbrella yokai. The defense would like to ask her some questions about this matter of the fingerprints. She should be near the human village, so I don't believe it would take long to summon her. What do you think, Miss Scarlet? We might as well. I will have Sakuya go and... That will not be necessary. I've been watching the trial the whole time. But Miss Tatara... Hello again, Aya. After you talked to me about the trial, I became a little interested in it. This little shite. I'm gonna put you in jail. But it might be a good reference, depending on what I saw from the gallery. You might be learning firsthand in that case. Seems like your fingerprints were found on that bottle. Yes, seems. Don't act like this has nothing to do with you. Aren't these your fingerprints here? Didn't you mention it earlier? Fingerprints are left simply by touching something, but you can't tell where and when they were made. That's why you can't use that evidence to prove my connections to the case. Unfortunately for you, Miss Tatara, I can prove when whether within a sufficiently specific range. Oh, how so? Miss Kaushiro bought this bottle on the morning of the incident, meaning the fingerprints on this bottle could have been left only at her house or only in the evening. Do you still claim your irrelevance to this case? Yes, of course, I could have left those fingerprints before she bought it. That excuse won't work. Oh my, what is it this time? After Miss Kaushiro bought the bottle, she gave it a thorough washing. Ah, so what does that mean? I'm sure you probably understand what I'm getting at, Miss Tatara. Fingerprints can be easily washed away. This means that any fingerprints on that bottle from before the incident are long gone. What do you have to say to that? Boo. Is that all? Hehehe, that's just what I was hoping from you, Aya. You pass. Hooray. Actually, I did visit Vitori's house on the morning of the incident. That's when I touched the bottle. What? And that's what happened, so I have nothing to do with the case. But you told me as much earlier. You told me you have never once been near the scene of the crime. That was a lie. How about it? Are you surprised? Man, this little shit. You don't need to look so serious all the time. Try smiling every now and then. It's good for your health. Miss Tatara? Oh, alright then. I'll stop fooling around, so stop glaring at me. Ahem. I lied so you wouldn't think I was a thief. If I told you I was near the scene of the crime earlier that day, it would have seemed suspicious, right? So why did you visit Miss Kawashiro's house? You're a testimony if at all possible. Roger that. She's awfully upbeat for a yokai. She's the one who that's when she cut the wire. Because the safe, the 10:23 morning. That's when she cut the wire accidentally, when she went there. I've been really bored lately. I can't give anyone a good scare with just my umbrella. So I decided to sneak into Vitori's house to surprise her. But she seemed really tired, so I changed my mind. Oh right, about the bottle, it was so pretty I couldn't help but accidentally touch it. But that's it, I didn't touch anything else. So you infiltrated Miss Kaoshiro's house for the sole purpose of surprising her? It was just so boring not being able to make humans jump in fright. I was hungry for a good scare. The fact that I can't scare anyone is almost frightening in itself. Miss Shameimaru, please move on with your cross-examination now. Yes, Your Honor. So Miss Tatara thinks she can throw me off my guard by fooling around, to start by shocking her back into reality. Let's do this. Let's smack her good. Let's save first, because I don't have that many lives. And let's just go from the top again. I'm quite jealous of how much free time you claim to have. I haven't had much myself and I want to get some more scoops. You have to do something to make your own free time, but in my case, it's because I can't do anything that I have so much. So could you please tell me how to make more free time? Why, Aya, stop wasting time. Stop asking foolish questions in the middle of your cross-examination. I cannot allow this line of questioning to continue any further. But I really want to hear the answer. But Miss Kawashiro is a yokai too. Yes, I know, but at that point, I just wanted to surprise anyone. But didn't you say yourself that yokai can't be scared by other yokai? It depends on the scaree. And besides, Nitor is really nice, so she might have pretended to act surprised. And that's good enough for you. Was Miss Kawashiro that tired? It certainly looked like it. I guess it was because you had been working on that alarm clock for so long. I see. So what about the bottle? Accidentally? It happened before I knew what I was doing. I'll try not to next time. Think what you should be trying not to do is break into people's houses. You really touched nothing else? Not a thing. Really? I really kept my hands to myself. Really. Enough of this banality. Ouch, that hurts. It's quite cheerful, but that seems to making it that much harder to find any holes. It's almost as difficult as Chirino. I can see it very clearly. I would think she's worse. Though I can at least communicate with Miss Tatter on a reasonable level. But I still can't take her lightly. I realize that I need something that would give her a shock. Okay, I know where this is going, but I need to... I don't know if it will be right. So let's just go through everything just in case. Nope. I think this. I have to give either the safe record or the actual safe. The safe. Skip the record first. Nice, we got it right. Miss Tatter, I'm sure you must have touched more than just the bottle. Why? What does that mean? Google Lens, please help me. What the hell does that mean? Google Lens, translate. The back. Oh, that means Y as well. They just forgot to translate it twice, I guess. She's like, why? That's it, what is she, Japanese? Oh, that must have been English. They must have done it in English in the actual. Alright, well whatever, she's just trying to distract me. Please look at the clock on the safe, it's stopped at 10:23. This clock runs off of electrical power. This means that the time the clock is stopped is also the time when the electricity was cut. What bearing does that have on the witness testimony? This clock stopped at 10:23 AM. That's because if it had stopped in the evening, it would be closer to the hour. You said as much yourself, Miss Scarlet, correct? Begrudgingly, but yes. A little too honest there. When we checked the safe at Miss Kawashiro's house, we found out the power line to it had been cut. Meaning that at 20:23 AM, someone had cut the power line. And the only one who could have done that is also someone who snuck into Miss Kawashiro's house that morning. You think so? Why couldn't it happen from the day before? Impossible, I have here the records of when the safe was opened. And according to this, the last time the safe was opened before the incident was the night before at 11:44. Clearly, this shows that the wire wasn't cut at 10:23 PM. What does this mean? There's only one explanation. The one who cut the wire was Miss Tataro. Oh, order in the court. Hold on a minute. Even if I did do something like that, doesn't mean you can treat me like the thief. Thief or not, it is undeniable truth that you have some connections with this case. At least it proves that you broke into Miss Kawashiro's house on the morning of. Ugh. So how about it, Miss Tataro? Well, fine then. It wasn't me. I cut the wire. Why did you do such a thing? It wasn't on purpose. I just kind of brushed up against it without realizing it. I got caught in the gear. Hey Sam, what's up? Well, technically she's not the last one introduced. It was Boko, I think. There was Sanae. Sanae is technically the last. That person I met in this chapter. Because we met Boko for the ghost. And then we went to the SDM. Gave the bottle to Patchy, I think it was. And then we went to Alice. And then Alice was like, oh, I made that perfume. And then when we went back, we met Sanae. And then we were like, oh, hey, look at this lemon. And she's like, oh, how nostalgic. So Sanae was technically the last person we met, I think. Yeah, so it's not always the one that's introduced the last for who's a criminal. But she did show up pretty late though. Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, I just kind of brushed up against it without realizing it. It got caught in the gear. First the bottle and now the wire. You seem to be doing quite a few things by accident. Sniff. I just wasn't paying enough attention. I didn't do anything on purpose. No, that's not it. I just meant for you to take more care in your actions in the future. I wasn't demanding for you to take responsibility or anything. For now, we know that the witness is the one who cut the wire. But it is still unknown if this is related to our case or not. Just include this new fact in your testimony, Miss Tataro. Alright. Why did Carisi cut the wire to the safe? I didn't touch anything else. Why would I have to? Why would I have to? Let's press that shit. And you seriously touched nothing else? Why am I so suspicious? I said I didn't. No, it's nothing like... Oh man, she's starting to break. You're more corrosive than acid rain. I'm very sorry. Just kidding. I'm not that short-tempered, you know? I see. But what's acid rain? It's quite cheerful. But that seems to be making it that much harder to find any holes. Yeah, we went through this. Yada yada. Got to present something here. So we have to show something else she touched. So we figured the wire. I know how to present something, but I don't know what. Let's see, she did cut the wire to the safe. What else would she have to touch? Or like what reason would she have to touch something else? I think this isn't relevant yet, because we need to... I think we have to figure out a motive. We already used the safe. The lock kinda is the same with the safe. This isn't relevant right now because she cut the wire. It's not that relevant. That's a method, so not right now yet. That's her alibi. Lemon battery. That's the method as well. We need a motive. Because she's asking why would I have to do that. The memo maybe? Because she knew that Nitori had the password memo. So that might be a reason why she'd have to touch the wire or like touch other stuff because she wants to get in. Oh nice, it worked. Sweet. Sorry, but I don't believe that's the whole story. Why not? I'm just a cheerful forgotten umbrella. Not even umbrellas should trespass onto other people's property. And you must have had a reason for doing so. I said that already. I was trying to surprise Hitori. She was trying to find the memo. His Kaoshiro is a yokai. Wouldn't that make her the least suitable target for that? Quote, that is... This is what you were really after. That's the memo with the safe code. Miss Kaoshiro spoke with Miss Tatara about the safe sometime before the incident. That's when she learned of the existence of the memo. You likely planned this out in advance. And I say this because you left as little incriminating evidence as possible. However, not knowing the code beforehand, the only way you could open the safe was to find the memo. But not knowing where the memo was located, you needed enough time to search for it. That's why you stalked into her house in the morning. And while you searched the room from top to bottom, that's when you mistakenly touched the wire, causing it to get caught in the gear. What? So why didn't she steal the memo the day before? Perhaps she was forced to put her plans together on short notice. That's why she wasn't able to move until that day. Therefore, the only time she had to enact her entire scheme, including the finding the memo, was the day of the incident. How can you say that? Because the thief wanted to frame Miss Hinanai. The thief gambled on the bet Miss Hinanai made. The bet was an abrupt event. I imagine the thief must have been working like mad. In order to take advantage of it, the thief needed to have the plan finished before the game started. But Miss Shameimaru, does that mean you... Would you happen to be accusing me as a thief, Daya? Exactly. I don't surprise that easily, you know? That was not my intention, because I am serious, it is the truth. Then let me show you how shallow your so-called truth is. Oh shit, her facade is starting to unravel. What do you mean by that? It's simple. Take another look at the memo. There shouldn't be any of my fingerprints on it. Yes, it is true that none of your prints showed up on the memo. So there you go. Tata. Not so fast. In this case, the fact that there were no prints doesn't matter. That's because the thief also wore gloves. Gloves? If you're wearing gloves, you can touch anything and not leave a single print. But there was no one wearing gloves at the crime scene, right? No, there was. Glove prints? Glove prints. Oh, glove prints. There were prints left by a gloved hand found on the safe in the storeroom. Did you say prints left by a gloved hand? Were you unaware, Miss Tataro? Even gloves leave some kind of print. Good, really now. The thief was wearing gloves, so the fact that the memo with the code also Not having any fingerprints should not be unusual in the least. Ah, wait, I have an objection. What's the matter, Windass? Ah yeah, you brought this up earlier, right? I left fingerprints on the bottle. Yes, I did, and? Doesn't that mean I wasn't wearing gloves when I went to Nitori's house? Ah. So if I did steal that memo, shouldn't there be my fingerprints? Shouldn't there be my prints on it? Ack. You don't have anything on me, Aya. Besides, I have an alibi, so there's no way I could be a thief. An alibi? I reasoned why I wasn't at the crime scene, which I do have. It's time for a drink. But if you claim to have an alibi, please testify about it. Sure thing. Teacup, teacup. When the incident happened at around 9 PM, I was at the STM library. Patchouli and Sakura should be able to agree with me. While I was there, Sakura even served me some lemon tea. And I stayed there until around 11 PM, I guess. So you were at the Scarlet Devil Mansion when the theft occurred? Yes, that's why I had nothing to do with it. Miss Knowledge did tell us that she visited around 9 PM, but she doesn't know when she left. Her alibi doesn't completely let her off the hook. I should be able to break it down. Now your cross-examination, please. Zati, Zati. Show her Zati. The Zati tea. I don't even need to press. This shit's easy, the lemon tea. You mean this one? Teacup. That seems a little strange to me. Really? I just happen to like lemon in my tea, you know? I mean, ugh. I just happen to like lemon in my tea. Is that so weird? In that case, if you really liked it so much, then just where did it go? What? This is your cup from that time, which they forgot to put away. However, you can see that there is nothing resembling a lemon in it. Ah. Miss Tatara, what happened to the lemon? Cool, well, I ate it. Wow, pure and all. Well, how does that missing lemon have to do with this case? Lemon and tea is actually not bad. Depends on which tea it goes with though. Some teas is actually pretty good with lemon. But it's very specific in my opinion. With some teas are good, some teas are bad. How does a missing lemon have anything to do with this case? You're clearly running out of ideas and attempting to change the subject. You're wrong. The whereabouts of this lemon are vital. Because the story of how the thief was able to commit the crime starts from there. Of all the ridiculous, the mysterious disappearing lemon ended up as the battery. I quite like tea. I don't know too much about it, but it's a kind of a hobby of mine to just try out different kind of tea every now and then. What is this strange lemon? Why are there pieces of metal sticking out of it? It's Shameimaru. You should not waste food in such a manner. No, Your Honor. It wasn't me who did this. This was hidden in the trash can at the crime scene. Why would something like that be? After asking an expert in the field, I found out this is somehow a battery. A battery? A battery is a device that stores electricity, and naturally, it is also possible to use the electricity stored within it. Unbelievable. Electricity from a mere lemon? Exactly. Simply connect the wire to the metal pieces and that will generate electricity. And Miss Tatara used the torn wire with the lemon to open the safe. Well, but why me? The thief, having cut the wire from the main power supply, needed an emergency power source. That is because they lacked the ability to repair it. However, that would certainly be noticed by Miss Kawashiro and ruin their plans. Before the match, she kept a close eye on Miss Hinanai's actions, waiting for the time when they would need to open the safe. Because at that time, the wire was cut, and Miss Kawashiro wouldn't have been able to open the safe. He surely would have noticed there was a problem, and their scheme would be exposed. So they wanted to somehow cancel the match. But then they decided to make it look like Miss Hinanai had lost the match, creating a motive for her. That's why the thief needed a new power source. However, you can't claim that the witness is the perpetrator on that alone. The most important point here is what was used as the new power source, this lemon. And immediately before the incident, the lemon in the lemon tea set out for Miss Tatara vanished. Therefore, it is natural to assume that they are the very same lemon. This is crazy talk. How can you suspect me of stealing something just because of a dinky lemon? So can you explain what actually happened to it? I told you, I ate it all up. Who's the talking crazy here? Let's just calmly get over for a moment. By using this lemon, anyone will be able to open the safe. In that case, doesn't that mean the defendant couldn't have done so as well? So she's right. That Celestial is a thief. Unfortunately for you, that is unlikely. Well, why? If they were Miss Hinai, then she could have just used that. However, that clearly would have needed to be prepared in advance. But she did not. This contradiction proves that she could not have been the thief. I have evidence that shows Hinai is innocent. What would she need to prepare? This is the only thing she brought with her. Think it's this? Yeah, there we go. Please think back to Miss Kawashiro's testimony the day before. On that night, it started raining out of nowhere. That's when I noticed Tenshi looked like she couldn't sit still. Then she asked to use the restroom and got up and left. It started raining during the incident, and quite suddenly at that. The weather changed easily on the mountain, so I hardly see it as anything out of the ordinary. But she also said this. But the weather forecast yesterday said that there was a low chance of rain, and that if it did rain, it wouldn't be hard enough to mess up my generator. So I ended up using way too much electricity and left myself in the dark. The Kappa's weather forecast said that the chance of rain was very low, but then there was a sudden downpour late at night. This is an obvious contradiction. Why couldn't the forecast just have been incorrect? Of course, I am unsure of the accuracy of these reports. However, accepting a mistaken forecast, I can think of only one other explanation for this contradiction. And what could that be? The Moroccan Kunmo, which I presented earlier. It is a celestial treasure that Miss Hinanai bet on the game before the incident. It is possible to create rainfall with it at any time, but it went missing without a trace. So you're trying to say that the thief used it to make rain, and kept it on their person afterward? Exactly. But the thief did use that to make it rain. How does it prove that the Celestial is innocent? The rainfall was part of the thief's plan. So wouldn't it be natural to assume that they would have some form of rain gear also prepared in advance? I suppose that depends. If they didn't mind getting wet, maybe they wouldn't. At least I think it's safe to say that Miss Hanai minded, since she took the full poncho from Miss Kawashiro's house. That means the defendant did not make it rain. Yes, Your Honor. All this equals Miss Hanai is not a thief. No. Unfortunately, there are two problems with your little claim, Miss Shameimaru. And what would those be? First, the fact that making the rain might have been a last-minute adjustment. See that the original plan did not call for it, then there would be no need for protection. Second would be if whoever made it rain and whoever stole the suit were two different beings. It would not seem out of place to not have rain gear prepared then as well. The problem is, why was it necessary for there to be rain in the first place? You're bringing up another question. This means you already have the answer. Of course I do. Then presented it to the court. Why did thieves need to make it rain? Whoops. Let's save here. I don't have that many lives, so just in case. The footprint, I'm guessing? Either the cog or the footprint, I think. But I'm not quite sure. I don't want to waste my two lives I have. Either the cog or the footprint. But the cog was automatic. Yeah, the bar was already cut. And the criminal already knew that. So they didn't have to do anything with the gear. This wasn't necessary, but something, the feet were necessary to make her look like the criminal. So it must be the footprint, I think. Yeah, there we go. Man, I love the end of Ace Attorney games when it goes like ham like this without any bullshit testimonies, and you just present evidence after evidence, because usually actually follows logic unlike the testimonies. Because you can, it's so random where you have to present the evidence for the testimonies, but when it's in a chain like this, it actually follows a logical flow. There are two reasons why the rain was necessary. The first was to hide the fact that the wire to the generator was broken. After the lemon stopped making electricity, the safe wouldn't open anymore. The plan would have failed. I believe that in order to cover her tracks, she decided to make it rain to break the water wheel. So I guess it was both the cog and the footprint. In that way, everyone would be mistaken about the real cause of the power outage. I see. Your second reason? The second was to leave Miss Hinanai's footprints at the scene of the crime. The rainfall would make the ground muddy, making this possible. And since it was raining after the game, it would be used to show that she fled the crime scene. These two reasons make it apparent to me that the thief included rain in their plan from the beginning. Therefore, in not wanting to get soaked by the rain themselves, the thief must have had rain gear ready in the fans. But if it was just a lemon, couldn't she have done it too? You can't deny that. Sorry, but I can. It wasn't possible. Why? Because they started smelling lemon after. We inspected the lemon used as a battery and did not find her fingerprints on it. But that Celestial might have been wearing gloves. Except we found her prints on the safe. If you were wearing gloves, why would take them off and touch something even more obvious? Ooh. The lemon disappeared from Miss Tatara's teeth, and furthermore, she is the one who cut the wire to the safe. I don't see how the thief could be anyone else. But wait. You're treating me like a crook just because of my lemon. There are other suspects, you know. And those would be Alice. She's the one who made that perfume used during the theft, right? She's suspicious too. How do you know about the perfume? I asked Patrick what you were talking about earlier today. I see. However, Miss Margaret Choi cannot be the thief. How can you be so sure? Here's the evidence that proves it. The perfume? Think it should be the perfume? perfume itself is the evidence. Oh shit, it's not. So can you say why this proves she isn't a thief? Can you say it can't? I don't think answering with a question gets us anywhere. That you mention, I don't understand what the defense is trying to say. Let me reorganize my thoughts. Yes, please do so. Oh, so he was right, but I think we just need more stuff. I have evidence that proves Miss Margaret Choice isn't a thief. Because if she were, then a certain something wouldn't have been left behind. The evidence that she proves she wasn't a thief is something left behind. Something left behind. The camouflage suit? It's either the camouflage suit or the memo, I think. Yeah, I want to save here, just in case. Okay. Either the suit or the memo. Let's try memo first. Oh. The perfume wouldn't have been left behind if she was a criminal. So I just had to do it again. The perfume bottle itself, we examined it and found Miss Margaret Troy's fingerprints on it. However, as I stated before, the thief was wearing gloves. Meaning that if Miss Margaret Troy were the thief, then her fingerprints wouldn't be on the bottle. Why was her bottle in the first place? Those fingerprints could have been from who knows when. There's a problem with that, Miss Tataro. The thief was exceedingly thorough enough to wear gloves so they would not leave behind any fingerprints. However, using one of your very own possessions in the process is highly unnatural. And according to Miss Knowledge, it's a very unique perfume, one made exclusively by Miss Margaret Troy. If she were to have used that, it would have been glaringly obvious. But I still think it's weird how you still think I did it. Oh, that's right, I heard something from Miss Margaret Troy herself. She gave this bottle of perfume to a certain umbrella yokai. It seemed that she liked it so much that Miss Margaret Troy felt compelled to part with it. What do you have to say about that, Miss Tataro? Do you still claim that you are not a thief? Yes, I do claim, because it wasn't me. Why do you say so? The bottle with the broken cotton mold. You said it yourself, didn't you? The thief was so thorough that they didn't leave behind any traces. But it has my fingerprints on it, doesn't it? That's why I say I didn't do it. And why would I want to steal the optical camouflage suit in the first place? Those fingerprints were not left at the time of the incident, rather they were made afterwards. What does that mean? After the incident, the ghost took the bottle with it to the human village. This means that the bottle has the ghost's fingerprints. Or to put it another way, it's impossible for anyone except the ghost to leave fingerprints on it. As in the fingerprints belong to Miss Tatara, then she must She must be the true identity of the ghost. But... The ghost's objective was to scare humans, but they had no intention of causing real harm otherwise. Miss Tatara, don't you like to scare humans too? That's why you wanted the camouflage suit, to make it easier to do just that. Man, saw it coming from a mile away. That was your motive. Whoever was wearing the optical camouflage suit is the ghost, so the ghost is the thief. And I have proof that Miss Tatara is the ghost. Do I need to explain it any clearer than that? You haven't won yet, Tengu. Don't tell me you've already forgotten. It's not about winning or losing, Remi. You're a dumbass. You idiot. The optical camouflage suit was found in the pocket of the defendant. That's right. That's why the thieves got to be the Celestial. Unfortunately, I already have an answer for that. But what was that? The fact of the matter is that there are actually 2 optical camouflage suits. But what is the meaning of this? Oh, order in the court. Miss Shameimaru, just how? One is a prototype which Miss Kawashiro threw away not too long ago. And the second one is the upgraded version, which is what she wagered on the game. However, the one found in Miss Tianai's pocket was a prototype. This means that she is not the thief. How can you be so sure that the suit found on the defendant is a prototype? Because there were fingerprints on it, Miss Inubashi's to be exact, and she never once touched the upgraded suit either. That is because Miss Kawashiro had been working on it until a couple days ago. However, Miss Inubashiri had touched the prototype, and as the suit that was found in Miss Tianai's pocket had Miss Inubashiri's prints on it, that can only mean it was a prototype suit. The upgraded one was stolen and is still in possession of the thief. Impossible. I believe that should be coherent with my previous argument. Miss Tatara's entire plan was to steal the upgraded suit from the safe and pin the crime on Miss Tianai. And I've even proved she had a motive. Are you still going to deny, Miss Tatara? Must have said it 1,000 times, Aya. I am not the thief. What? She still won't give in. I took a lemon from the STM, picked up this abandoned suit, and got some perfume from Alice. I hope for the sake of scaring people. That's what you believe, right? That's what I've been saying all this time. Aren't they only possibilities? Just circumstantial evidence. Doesn't seem like you have anything conclusive linking me to the theft. Well, that is. It seems you scared off the defense's claim. I have. This looks really bad. I know that, but don't you have any evidence at all? Miss Tata's theme was constructed with extreme caution. I don't think there's a single piece of definitive evidence. Does that mean it's all over? Now, don't look all down in the dumps. You have a pretty good imagination. I'd definitely be able to scare a lot of people if I could make myself invisible. I want to go to the library and start researching how to do that right away. If there are no further questions, then I shall allow the witness to step down. Is she going to get away after we've come this far? Tenshi must be the thief, that's all there is to it. Who else could it be? Well, of course, it's the result of the prosecution? Careful investigation. Well, I'll be off to study some more. Oh yes, Aya. I'll be looking forward to the next issue. Aya. Thank you very much, Miss Tatara. However, before I can release it, I need to finish writing the conclusion of the final article. The conclusion? As I am a reporter, I must write the truth about all events. Even the truth hidden in the rain. Well, haven't you already found it? Miss Tatara, didn't you say it just now? Who else other than Miss Tianai could have committed the crime? I have presented my suspicions on her charges, yet you deny every single one. So of course I want a suitable explanation for why as testimony. Alright, I can do that. What are you saying? Though this witness has no need to give us any further testimony. However, the witness has agreed to do so, and the defense has a right to cross-examine her. No. I've been reading my mystery novels at the library recently, so I've wanted to try something like this, a battle of wits and logic. I think I've seen enough of the trial to have a good handle on the facts. So listen good and close. So listen good and close to my logic. That was strangely hard to say. From the sounds of it, there were only two people at the scene of the crime, Tenshi and Nitori. After I visited Nitori's house, Tenshi snuck into it to steal the memo with the safe code. That's when she saw the wire I accidentally cut and realized she needed a new power supply. So she got a lemon from somewhere. In order to hide the fact that anything was stolen, she picked up the prototype suit so she could swap it with the upgraded one. Man, that's some really tight schedule. And after she knocked out Nitori, she used the lemon battery to open the safe. And she didn't want to cut herself on the metal plate, so she used gloves. After she opened the safe, sorry, I begged to sneeze. After she opened the safe, she was about to take the suit from her left pocket, but then all of a sudden Nitori woke up. That's when she wasn't able to swap the suit. She tried to run off in a hurry. She took the poncho with her but changed her mind about it later. She probably got so wet that it didn't matter to her. As for the upgraded suit, she couldn't be caught with it, as she'd be found out for sure. She probably just hid it somewhere in Nitori's house. I see. That seems quite reasonable to me. I will say there were some vague parts, but nothing I can outright deny. It's just too consistent. How did you like my logic? I believe it was quite sound. I won't say it was completely without its vague moments, but it was consistent though. You did well for an amateur. Miss Shameimaru, your final cross-examination, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. However, you have accused the witness as the perpetrator without establishing sufficient proof to the same. As such, you will have a single chance to disprove this witness's testimony. Oh shit. If you fail to identify a clear contradiction, I will declare the defendant guilty. And as to prevent any further lengthening of the trial, I will not permit any extraneous pressing. But please, Your Honor. Will you be okay, Aya? The situation could be better, but if this is our last chance, all we can do is stake everything we have on it. Now begin. I have no evidence that can prove a contradiction in logic, so I need to think carefully and press search so that one will appear. Now the final duel, let's do this! But going through it really quick, I actually already have an idea where I need to press. There needs to be somewhere where we need to get extra info, but she said too much in one spot because she's like super vague and just speculation for the most part. But for example, these are just proven facts, so whatever. This is just speculation. There's speculation as well. That's speculation as well. Yeah, there's just whatever too. These are just speculation of our theory of what happened. But then this. This. There hasn't been a single time in the whole trial where someone mentioned which pocket the camouflage suit was, especially after she arrived. That's way too much info. I think that's the end. Yeah, these are just like whatever nonsense stuff. But I think I'm supposed to press her for this, cause that's way too much info. How does she know it was in the left pocket? Miss Tatara, that statement is... Did you not hear the judge, Tengu? You have failed to prove that Miss Tatara is a thief. Your incessant, ineffective pressing is no longer acceptable. Shut up, Remi. I failed to prove the witness is the thief. There seems to be a misunderstanding, Miss Scarlet. What does that mean? I mean that right now. I'm going to do just that. What? Just what are you talking about, Aya? Cause you slipped, you said too many info. Miss Tatara, did you not just say it yourself? Miss Nai was about to take the suit from her left pocket. Yes, I did. What about it? I will consent that an optical camouflage suit was found in one of Mrs. Nanai's pockets. However, did you know it was... How did you know it was the left one? Please answer me, Miss Tataro. That's because I must have heard it while watching the trial. How about it, Your Honor? Has anyone mentioned anything about a left pocket during today's or yesterday's trial? No, I knew that the suit was found in the defendant's pocket, but it's the first time I heard of it being in the left pocket. Get wrecked. I am smart. I am smart. Cut you red-handed. Get wrecked. Cannot recall her ever stating such a thing either. There you have it, Miss Tatara. Yep. If you had merely been watching the trial, you would have no idea in which pocket the suit was found. No. No. Why does the witness know of this fact? A simple explanation, Your Honor. When Miss Tatara stole the contents of the safe, she planted the prototype suit in Miss Hiranai's left pocket. Immediately after the game started on that night, she used the lemon battery to open the safe and take the upgraded suit and the broken Konmo. Then she used the broken... Man, that's a hard name to say. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. To start a downpour. When Miss Hiranai noticed it was raining, she began to worry about the condition of the broken Konmo and went to the storeroom. Miss Tatara then put her to sleep and placed the perfume and memo in her right pocket as evidence against her. And then for the coup de grace, Miss Tatara placed the prototype suit she picked up earlier in her left pocket. Wait a minute. Where did the thief have to use both pockets? I only heard about it from Sakuya, but didn't the defendant possess some kind of extremely elastic bag capable of holding anything? So why didn't the thief simply put everything into that bag and be done with it? It is exactly as you say. It's a thief for Miss Hiranai, that is. What does that? If the thief had known about the existence of the pocket universe from the start, they likely would have put everything in it. However, since that did not happen, it is highly unlikely they did. That's why she started with putting the perfume and memo in the right pocket. However, as Miss Tatara said earlier, the prototype was meant to be used as a dummy to fool everyone into thinking that the suit from the safe was still present. But that's when the thief discovered the pocket universe in her left pocket. So she quickly threw the prototype suit inside, adding even more evidence against Miss Hiranai. And seeing as how the thief was able to use the broken Komo, they probably had knowledge of these celestial treasures. They probably knew that Miss Hiranai had the pocket universe somewhere on her person, but was in a hurry and didn't want to actively search for it. Therefore, it's only natural for Miss Tatara to know where she planted the evidence of Miss Hiranai. Ooh. Now, what do you have to say about that, Kogasama Tatara? Oh, wow. get shreked. Why? What does this always happen to me? For as long as I can remember, I've never been able to scare anyone. I fell further into despair each time I failed. And then, I finally found a way to scare everyone. It's cause you're a Toho waifu. Can't scare shit. Seeing everyone run in a panic made me so happy. But even then, why? Why are you trying to ruin my happiness? Miss Tatara. I want to scare people, that's all I ever wanted. But now that I've been found out, I'll never scare another soul, it's all over. Oh, of all the melodramatic, how long are you going to carry on like this? Aren't you a yokai? What? Don't you understand my frustration? If you are truly frustrated, then why are you swimming in a pool of your own tears? No matter how many times you fail, you always try again. That is the essence of a charisma. Why should you bring up charisma now? I have tried, over and over again. More times than you can count. I study so many different things and I always try my best, hardest. It does appear you possess a considerable amount of knowledge. However, you are still lacking something. Lacking something? That would be experience. You still lack the skill to scare people. But you can only gain skill by combining a wealth of knowledge with a wealth of experience. You already have more than enough knowledge, but unfortunately, you're still missing the experience. You cannot merely read books, you must also experience all sorts of things. This will give you your own unique characteristics. My own unique characteristics? To be frank, you might have gotten away with the crime scot-free if your tongue had not slipped in the end. If you're smart enough to devise a scheme that nefarious, you should use your head for other matters. But I don't want to continue living as a yokai. If I can't scare anyone, then what's the point? That is something you must find by your own efforts. You've shown us you are a rather hard worker through your shrewd planning of this incident. Man, I get super paranoid looking at Remi every time she moves. That teacup. Like seriously, that teacup. It's about to spill over, like... From the beginning of the game, I've been like super paranoid about that tea. My gatekeeper would do well to learn from your example in that respect. Experience as much as you can and clear your own way through life. I believe that is the best course of action for you at this moment. Okay, I'll give it another shot. I'll try hard enough. I'll be able to scare everyone in Genso Kill. Probably not. That's the spirit, although I wouldn't overextend yourself. Miss Tatara, the next time you come to the mountain, let's play shogi. But she's a fucking criminal scum, Momiji. Why are you so happy about her trying hard? She's a bitch. You know you're not supposed to like her. Bad, Momiji. You can use the tactics you learn as a reference. Like your opponent's thought process or what your own bad habits are. That's a good idea. I'm a little rusty, but I'll be glad to take you up on that. I'll be sure to drop by if I'm in the area. Now then, please have consideration for Miss Tatara when you sentence her, Your Honor. Fuck no. Tenshi almost got wrecked because of her parade. Remi? You a dunce. You idiot. Remi, just go back to your coffin and just sleep. Think naturally back here. You're an idiot. I believe she has given that no good celestial food for thought. But the Tenshi didn't really do much wrong here. She just wanted to gamble. And both sides agreed. She didn't do anything wrong, technically. Like, other than her personality of being like super like stuck up and like, but that's kind of like her thing because she's from heaven. But she didn't actually do anything wrong in this chapter at all, or like any of the chapters. Well, she only showed up this chapter, but like Remi, like what the fuck? In fact, I would go as far as acquitting her. Oh hell no! Fuck that shit. Remi, you're an idiot. She will literally like framed someone for just literally having fun and just playing a game. Like that's such an asshole thing to do, and she gave like emotional distress to a whole village. Plus Yomu. And she stole some like masterpiece invention that Nitori made. Like there's so many like huge things that she did wrong. And why are you like wanting to acquit her? That's bullshit. I should keep that in mind. Good grief, everyone acting like Miss Hinanai is still the criminal. I know, right? Oh shit, I think it's just Remi is mad jelly of Tenshi because she has a higher mobility status than her. I know, right, Sam? You is right. I think Remi is just jelly. She's like Paroseed 2.0 right now. Now I imagine the defendant grows weary of waiting. I should now hand down my verdict on Tenshi Hanai. Not guilty. About fucking time. Court is adjourned. We did it. And there needs to be a second trial. Yeah, and the disparity is so huge. Tenshi had to go through all this shit just cause of being thought of as just stealing just that one suit and knocking Nitori out. But then, even though it was found out that Kogasa did those things, plus she added and did a whole bunch of other things, but then she didn't have to go through all this shit like Tenshi, which makes zero sense. Just cause she had a solved story, like all her crimes are cleared, whereas Tenshi has to go through all this shit just cause people don't like her, which is pretty fucked up. It looks like the suspicion on me has finally cleared up. Congratulations. I hope you will consider a more respectable lifestyle from now on. Oh, are you suggesting that mine isn't already proper? You know, looks like she's gone back to her usual self. Maybe we shouldn't have defended her. What did you just say? Nothing at all. That's what I thought. So are you still going to continue your gambling streak after this? Though I have found something much more interesting. Like what? I was beginning to bore of gambling anyway. The timing could not be more perfect. So what is it then? Well, you will find out sooner or later, but I doubt you will like it whenever you do. So what does that mean? Please look forward to it. I'll see you again in court, Miss Defense Attorney Shameimaru. And there she goes. The no good Celestial is definitely up to no good. Be best if she would behave, but it's hard to tell with her nonsensical tints. Oh shit, what's happening now? Sometime later, Shameimaru and Co. Law Office. Good morning, Bomichi. You seem to be in a good mood today. Yes, because today I'll finally be able to play shogi with Kogasa. I'm so excited. But if that's how it is, I guess that's fine. We can go do something later. Momiji, don't hang out with bad people. But still, I feel kind of sorry for Nitori. I know, right? Losing her position as forensic investigator because of what happened during the last case. Indeed. But didn't I tell you before, don't worry about it so much. Knowing Nitori, she helped us on her own time just so she could play shogi with you again that much sooner. Do you think so? I know so. Hehehe, you're right. Oh, I just remembered, Aya. Didn't you promise to do anything I wanted after we solved that case? Oh, I guess I did. What is it? Don't tell me you've forgotten. I did not. Shameimaru never forgets anything. Just the one who forgot like super crucial information like every other chapter. So I can make that request now. The sky's the limit. However, I won't give you 2 requests. Fine, then give me 3 requests. No. Aw. Then today I want you to be my assistant. Your assistant? What would I do? Things like serving me tea and massaging my shoulders, I guess. But hey, all we did was go to the human village. Why do I have to do that much? Yes, but you had to practically drag me there by the tail. That's because you're my assistant, so it's only natural for you to accompany me during the investigation. Maybe you were scared to go by yourself too. Well, what are you talking about? That's not it at all. Of course. Why would it be? So please be my assistant for just one day. Alright. A promise is a promise. Humans and Joker alike have their own wishes and desires. One may want to devour knowledge, while another may merely wish for something to occupy their time. And yet another may desire all kinds of materials for stories every day. However, these desires will not go away. These wishes will never be fulfilled. Yet there is no one who wants these desires to disappear, because they live their lives in the pursuit of making their wishes come true. So even now, their desires have yet to be satisfied. Is that it? Nice. Wait, epilogue? What's happening? Oh, you want to know about that optical camouflage, dude? I was very careful with it. Well, there's a reason why I used the past tense. You know, that huge rainstorm the other day. Just on autopilot, and it made the ground muddy. And even though I was walking carefully, my foot got caught in the mud and I tripped. An optical camouflage dude covered in mud kind of defeats the purpose. And since it's part machine, I don't know if it would be a good idea to wash it with water. I'm not using it right now. Can you keep this a secret from Nitori, please? Oh, it is you again. I do not believe I have seen you since the incident. So, you're gathering more information to supplement your article about it, is that right? To be perfectly honest, I still cannot believe the outcome. I am certain that everyone suspected Miss Hinai. I imagine you were no different. Yet you were able to hide your suspicion well. That is what Milady said. Then Milady added that it might be a good idea to buy that Tengu's newspaper just for that article. Well, Milady can be rather capricious, so I am unsure if she was being serious or not. Well, it appears to be nearing tea time. I believe Milady spoke earlier about desiring lemon tea today. Now, where did I put those lemons? Man, stop being on auto! I can't pause to read shit. What do you want? Can't I even enjoy tea time in peace? If you're here sharing your rag, I have no need for it. I'm in no mood to read. Me too. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't want me to read it? So you're here on other business? Gathering material for an article about that incident? I have nothing more to say to you. I told you everything at the courthouse. I was so looking forward to seeing that Celestial declared guilty, but then you had to get in my way. Thinking about it, I remember seeing her with the Emma, her teeth just like spilling over. It seems she was receiving a stern lecture on her uncouth behavior. Oh, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. Inside her library? It was you, wasn't it? You were giving Kovasa unnecessary information. Please don't try to feign ignorance. Some time ago, she visited the library after quite an absence. At that time, she inquired to me, wishing to know how to write poetry. The only ones who knew about that were you and that wolf Tengu, so it could not have been anyone else. Do you take that much joy in exposing my shame? I guess so, and you promise not to divulge what you saw. What? My poetry in the newspaper? Shouldn't it be obvious? It doesn't matter what kind of reward you're offering. I refuse. Oh, so it was you. There have been many kinds of cases once the judicial system went into effect. But it would have been better having fewer incidents. We were able to learn much about the humans and yokai living here. Even I learned a thing or two. And I'm certain you did as well. However, there is someone who caused a great deal of trouble. Remi? I don't believe I need to name names. Remi, and Remi. Due to her short attention span, she wouldn't sit still during my lecture. Maybe she didn't quite understand the importance of what I was telling her. You talk too much here, no? I see, so you came all the way here to ask me a few questions. There are some things I would like to ask you too. Please don't make that face. This is for your own good. No, really. You don't need to apologize like that. Yeah, I had to quit my job as forensic investigator, but it's not like I had to like it that much. Well, if I really wanted to, I could have done all of that on my own anyway. I don't think I'm going to have that much time on my hands anytime soon. I got a request from the gods living at the Moria Shrine. Looks like they want us to handle the geyser that popped up after the Trident incident. They want the Kappa to be in charge of planning and developing of the center they want to build there. That's why I'm going to be pretty busy for a while now. So yeah, pretty good timing if I say so myself. But things like the maintenance costs of that center are going to be pretty high. Suako said she had something up her sleeves, but I wonder what she meant. And there's a rumor going around that this job is going to be big, huge even. Have you heard anything about it, Daya? So many, give me time to pause, huh? Getting information for an article about that incident. Man, they only have the background for just the epilogue. I wanna say it affected me too much, but there's a small problem. Recently, even with the alarm clock, Lady Yuko still not wake up easily. Seems like she has become accustomed to that sound. So at the moment, I'm trying to think of other ways that might be more effective. A little while ago, I met Miss Tatara and she seemed to be well informed. I asked her if she had any ideas. And then she said, what if she doesn't fall asleep to begin with? She's rather sharp-witted, for sure. Man, what? That's torture. What are sharp about me are my swords. But her suggestion naturally being impossible, I am still mulling over this problem. No shit. Would you happen to have any ideas, Miss Shameimaru? Now that's such a waste of a background. Long time no see. I haven't seen you since the trial. Huh? Me? I decided to take Miss Chiki's advice and take a little trip to gain some more experience. But trips cost money, right? So I got a part-time job. Work experience to gain travel experience. It's like killing two birds with one stone. My job is at Corindo. Oh shit. But you know, the place doesn't get any customers, and there's barely anything that's actually for sale. So it's been a week and I haven't done a thing. Maybe Mr. Morichika doesn't have a lot of experience running a store. Ah, you finally made it. Here you are. The perfume you requested. I would like for you to come take it a little sooner, though. Ever since the case, it seems that wearing perfume has become a fad, and I've had all kinds asking for it. You know, I have to go through an awful lot of trouble to make it. And since I've had more people than I ever imagined demanding it, I had to take away from your portion until there was almost nothing left. But I guess I don't mind too much. Nice to be appreciated. Oh yes, I also had one more. My perfume bottles go missing. The window was left wide open, so I have a very good idea of who it was. But I never thought she was, well, people would take a liking to perfume. Don't you agree? But why did she have to steal it? She just needed to ask, like everyone else. Marisa likes perfume, apparently. Oh my, good day to you, Miss Shameimaru. We meet again. Yes, I'm still learning all sorts of things about Kensokyo. It's been several months since I came here, but there are still many things with which I have yet to become acquainted, and sometimes it's all I can do without becoming completely bewildered. But I think I've adapted for the most part. At any rate, it seems to be Kensokyo's style to settle disputes with Damaku battles. What? Am I wrong? Oh yes. Some time ago, Lady Suaka told me it might be a good idea for me to begin yokai extermination. I must admit, it does seem somewhat intriguing. There haven't been any major incidents recently. There hasn't been anything to exterminate. I wonder if something will happen soon. Another new background. Hey, it's you. I read your paper. Seems you've been quite the busy little tango lately. Mokosu, hi. I knew you to be able to figure out that ghost whatever. Word of mouth says you were acting as a defense attorney during that too. Attorneys are one of those people, right? Calling people witnesses and grilling them with questions. That's how you get them to spill the beans, right? Well, that's what Kane told me anyway. Huh? That's not it. So what kind of job is it? What's it like? So you investigate crimes and help prove people innocent, huh? That sounds pretty tough. But it definitely sounds worth it. I want to keep working to help others when they need it too. Bye, Mokotan. Bye. It's been quite some time. Hi, Tenshi. Before you ask, I'm not interested in your paper. Did you meet that Emma earlier? Oh, no reason. It has nothing to do with you. Just forget about it. I just wanted to have a little fun. It's so boring up here. It's worse than you can imagine. I'm willing to do just about anything to keep from going stir crazy. Oh yes, maybe sometime you can help me with that. Sometime, okay? Finally. We did it. That's all, folks. There wasn't even any credits or anything, unfortunately. But man, I think it was Hakugyokuro and Boku's house. Man, those backgrounds were only used for the epilogue just now. It's kind of a waste. Kind of a pity. Especially the Hakugyokuro one. That was like super high quality or like high detail drawing. Think that's everything now? Yeah, that's everything. That's all the Ace Attorney games. Now off to the next game.